Nice to see everybody. It's been a nice 45 minutes over at the Webbers with the M Club of Ann Arbor. And to get to be here with you and follow that up doesn't get any better.
You have some questions, so make sure you raise your hand to get through the mic. We'll start here with Chris.
Coach, what have you seen from your offense so far, and what do you like about the competition?
Well, I mean, what I love about the competition is that, within our offense. It's been good. It's been intense competition, which it always is on a football team. There's a great deal of honor and satisfaction to be one of the 11, a starter, and competition for those roles has been intense, as you would expect, offensively, defensively, and on special teams.
Over to the right, Nick.
Hey, Jim, here to your right. You have any update in the quarterback situation yet?
Well, I was informed that our competition would be, for Thursday night's ball game, would be Utah would be sending us their official depth chart Monday, and in the interest of fair, healthy competition, we will also send our official depth chart on Monday as well.
So does that mean you've made up your mind and you're going to Monday, or is it still hashing out?
Yeah, like a lot of positions, there are some that, some positions are very close. Some are closer than others. Some are still being competed for, and some at some positions there's individuals that are ahead, and give you an example, the kicker position is very tight right now, and still playing out. And at some positions it may continue into the ball game itself. So but I think we're getting a good idea of at least whether it's even, close, or someone's ahead at this point.
Jim, is it important for you to tell your quarterbacks or to tell your team who the starting quarterback is a week out so that they can start to rally behind that one guy?
I think to the team, yeah. I think that's something that's been ongoing, and that takes place on a team. They'll know.
Jim, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's been a lot of hype
And they do
about...
know. And they do know. I mean, it's been tight, close competition, especially at that position.
I don't know if you've noticed, but there's been a lot of hype about this game and your debut and everything else. And when you went into the quote-unquote submarine for a few weeks, did you accomplish what you wanted to accomplish? Was avoiding some of the hullabaloo, was that part of your strategy, and do you feel like you accomplished it?
I think it's something that's really particular to college football, and maybe probably in all sports in college, but maybe more so particular to college football in that coaches, players, staff, being together. There's a 20-hour rule, 20-hour-a-week rule, and that you can all be together. And in college football, August is not that time period. I mean, you can be together all day, every day. So hourly, daily, weekly. It's a time to forge the football team, and we wanted to, and I think we did, maximize every hour and every minute. Getting to know your team, and you do that daily. Asked our team to work very hard this training camp, this fall camp, and I can say that they did that, and their focus was tremendous throughout the camp. And I can also say that we enjoyed each other's company in a football fashion, and I'm pleased at where we're at right now.
Front here, John.
Down here, Coach. Have you determined which of your coaches, your assistant coaches, will be in the press box for games, and which ones will be on the sidelines?
For the most part, again, still may be deciding that, but for the most part, I have a really good feel and understanding, and they do too, of what's going to take place on Thursday night.
But you don't want to reveal which is which yet?
Yeah, we're still, to give you the official layout, Thursday night.
On the right here, Gary.
Hey, Jim.
Hi.
Um,
Gary, great to see you here, by the
it's-
way.
it's
That's,
really
that's
good to
awesome
see
that
you.
you're here. And Dennis, too, that's nice to see.
Jim,
And
can-
Mark. Angelique.
You want to go around the room and I'll ask my question?
Sorry.
I said, you want to go around the room?
No, you're good. We're good.
Jim, can you just talk about your emotions, leading up to your first game, back at your alma mater? And the second part is just the responsibility you might feel or the pressure you might feel to get this program in particular turned around.
It's what we all signed up for, and I hope that that's what everybody signed up for, because it's here. This game has been on the schedule a long time. We knew it was coming. It's a big game Thursday night. It's going to be watched by a lot of people. It's the first game in college football that I'm aware of, and the only other games that will be going on are NFL preseason games. Having had some experience in playing and coaching in those games, I understand people probably tune in and then switch over to our game pretty quick. So it's a big stage against a really good football team who is got winning on their side. They're a confident team, and they should be. Is that overwhelming? Asked our team the same thing, and the answer is no. You want to be at that table. You want to be at the big boy table, big person's table, maybe better to say, because there's another table. It's over there in the kitchen for those that aren't seated at the big person's table. If somebody wants to go over there, then nobody's going to be upset with them if they do, but this is what we signed up for, and this is what I signed up for, and I know a lot of our players did, and the way they answered that question is that's what they wanted. So we go into this game. I think we'll be very well prepared to play it.
Is there any anxiety on your part just because this is the first one and it's a new endeavor and challenge?
Yeah, I've always felt, excuse me, always felt it's better to have the anxiety now, the worry, and that's better to have it now than to have it during the game. So you do everything possible to have your team prepared for the ball game. But yeah, it wouldn't feel like a game if we weren't at that stage right now, and we are. Combing through everything, you're combing through every part of the game plan, refining it, and getting the bugs out, and making sure that way that when you get into the ball game that you can play fast without the worry. It's always seemed the best way to approach it.
Far right, Mark.
Can you update us on the injury status of Brian Monet and any other long-term injuries?
Yeah, Brian will be the long-term one. He'll be out of this ball game, and good chance to miss this season.
What is the injury?
He broke a bone in his lower leg. Freak play, never seen it before in practice or games. Jabrill, we had blocked a field goal attempt, and the ball came onto the defensive side of the ball, which we shouldn't be returning that ball. Unfortunately, that teachable moment came with one of our players picking it up, running around the edge, and then Brian was trying to lead block for him, and they got their feet tangled up. And then when Brian went to the ground, toe came down at a inopportune angle, and unfortunately, a bone broke.
Any other long-term
Over here to the left,
Yeah,
Jeff.
What has impressed you?
Nick Benda and Anthony Delamonte for this season, yes.
What has impressed you about Jake, and what has impressed you with Shane?
Both have been very, very impressive, very competitive. Both have had a competitive demeanor. Every day is important to them, and I say that's the thing that has been most impressive about both of those youngsters is how important it is to them.
Over here to the right, Dennis.
Jim, you've been at a high academic institution, the highest level of your sport. How do you put into words what it means to be here at your alma mater? Can you possibly compare that to those jobs?
No, I never like to compare things. Always kind of felt that when you compare one thing to another, one job to another, one person to another, that somebody gets diminished. So I avoid that like the plague.
Over to the left here, Mike.
Jim, this team, obviously you're not part of the past, but this team, this group has struggled to win on the road. What type of approach do you take into road games, something like this, to maybe help them overcome some of those past issues?
Well, number one, pack your defense. You need that in any road situation, and then just play well. You know, play good football. The same things that lead to wins at home.
Jim, as far as the depth chart, when that comes out, will that definitively say who your quarterback is? Starting at Utah, I mean.
I haven't decided yet,
And I just was also wondering, in terms of injuries, has Drake?
but it'll definitively say, yeah, it'll definitively rank the number one, two.
So they will be ranked. So the
Yes,
because it's
yes.
been in the past, there have been ors, so you never know for sure.
That's a possibility.
Has Drake Johnson been cleared?
Hey, good question. Drake is cleared, practicing, and haven't decided whether he's going to play in this ball game yet. But he is ahead of schedule, doing a fantastic job, getting bumped around. He's in practice, and he's an explosive football player, as you know, maybe even better than I do. But I've been watching it lately, and I'm really excited about him.
Over to your right, Coach. We've got Nick.
Jim, anybody missing this game due to discipline, suspension, anything like that?
I don't think we ever really talk about that. Let me check and see if we do.
And then captains are today, you said? They're going to vote today? Is that
Today,
right?
yes, 1:30.
Okay.
Over to the left here, Adam.
Jim.
Second row.
Jim, in
Yeah.
the middle.
Excuse me, yes.
Going to running backs, was there anything specifically that you saw out of Derek Green or Devion Smith or Ty Isaac that, I know that you're not naming people who are ahead, but was there anything that one of them did that prompted optimism on your part specifically?
Yes. Yes.
What was that specifically?
Well, specifically, I think all three have done a good job, and all three are in the rotation right now and get carries. I think, to me, there's one that's probably doing the best job, and all will play.
When you look at Derek and Devion, are you looking at and Ty? I know that you said that you wanted to run like a three-back system. Are you closer to defining goals with them?
Yes.
Like what each one's going to do?
Yes, we are. And again, that goes to the question of what I'd really like to know exactly what the other team's roles are and how they're defining them, and that'd be good, useful information, especially today. It's Thursday, then you'd have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday to really, know what somebody's role is going to be on the other side, and I think you could probably understand why, I don't have that information, so I'd rather not give that information. I didn't say that. I said there's somebody ahead. Yeah, they're all they're all doing a good job, and they'll play.
We're going to have time for a couple more questions from front here. Chris?
Coach Drake Harris is a guy who's struggled with injuries since he's been here. Can you talk about how he's progressed and your receiving corps as a whole?
Yeah, he is. Drake Harris has done a really, really fine job. And you're going to see see Drake Harris on Thursday night, God willing, and the creek don't rise. He's going to be in there doing a good job. He's been really sharp, really good. It's important to him. He's been healthy, and he's competed strong and good all camp. And I'm excited about him every day. He is somebody that really, coming from where we were in spring ball, to where we now are. I mean, he's one of those youngsters who's really made our football team better.
Was the bunker down mentality in camp, was that a part of keeping the element of surprise, or is that just something you think the team needed to do to come together?
As I explained earlier, that's the time that you have with your football, the most time you have with your football team that you'll have with your football team in the entire year. So the important thing was to be together, be around each other, and we enjoyed that. We enjoyed each other's company, and got a lot of work done, and asked our team to do a lot of work and focus in on a lot of meeting time, and they did it well, did it real well. So yeah, it was a very productive time for our football team.
After all the attention and discussion about the program over the past 6 months or so, a lot of build-up, how eager are you to kind of actually go out there and play football for the first time here in the week?
Well, unfortunately, at the age I am and the eligibility remaining, I'll be standing over there on the sideline like you, those stepping in between the white lines. That's reserved for the fighters, and it's their time to do that. And but getting them prepared for that, that's the part we play as coaches, and very excited about that. Contributing, you're contributing in the competition.
Jim, thanks. Jim, how has Jabrill distinguished himself this camp on defense, and how much has he worked on offense? And do you anticipate him? You mentioned it early on that he could potentially take some snaps on offense.
Yeah, we said that was a possibility, and that remains a possibility. And nothing wrong with our competition thinking that's the possibility.
And how has he distinguished himself in camp?
He's been good. He's been all the things that have been advertised about him. He's a tremendous football player. A football player. He is that.
Can I ask you to clarify something? There was a report that Michael Jordan reached out to you about this Jumpman Nike deal. Is that true? And can you talk about that conversation?
Yeah, my phone rang, and it's a number that I didn't know, and said hello, and I didn't catch the whole name because just how sometimes the cell phones will cut out half. Sometimes I got part of it and said, "Excuse me, I didn't get phone cut out. Who is this?" And he said, "This is Michael Jordan." I said, "Come on, come on, who is this really?" He says, "Is this Mike?" He says, "This is Michael Jordan." I said, "The real Michael Jordan?" So yeah, that's kind of how it went. But it was really cool. Sarah was very, very impressed that Michael Jordan called me.
So you will have the logo on. I mean, is that going to be weird if that logo's on a football uniform?
It's going to be awesome.
Our last question.
Good.
We'll have Mark.
Jim, how will the quarterback decision be made? I mean, is it between Tim and you and Jed? Like, who has the most input? Are they providing you with information and you're making the decision, or how's that working?
Who has the most input is the players, them themselves.
I mean, is it Jed? I mean, does Jed have a certain level of input? Does he bring things to you and then you say, well, this is what I want to do? Or is it a collaborative between the three of you? Or how does the final decision, who's going to start?
Yeah, I mean, you could just know from here on out, I mean, that's the people that I talk to is my coaching staff, and lean heavily on them. We do it as a team. All right?
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Appreciate it.
Guys, we'll have Kyle Kalis and Sione Homie here for you in just a moment. Please hang tight.